Okay, I'm going to have to make this video in two parts, just because I can't see what I'm doing well enough. There's not enough light. So, starting over, first things first, the 7-gallon containers. Okay, this is the bucket that has the 4 Berkey gravity filters. Over here is the float switch. That float switch will cycle the pump that's inside this container. I just get to move them from one to the other. That's got a little pump on the end of it, a little 12-volt pump. You know, pretty basic. Just submerged down in here. And I got a pipe around the tube to make it rigid, but I needed flexible tube so I can move it from one to the next. And that is just plugged into a transformer down there that powers 12-volt power supply to that pump. And as you can see, it's running right now. There's the water running. The float switch, again, go with a good one. You know, you're going to regret it if you don't. It drains through this bucket with gravity into this container, this 40-gallon drum. And down here you've got a 3/4 inch, or no, that's a 1/2 inch bulk adapter is what that's called. I drilled a hole in that drum, and I just put a standard hose bib and an adapter, and those are braided hoses, and this is coming over. I know this just looks like a hot mess, but hey, it works. I prefer function over form. The brand on that's SureFlow, but it is 120 volts. I got it suspended on cords, so when it energizes, it's going to vibrate, but it won't be as loud because it's not vibrating against anything. It comes out of this, flows into a 2-gallon pressure tank. Comes out of the 2-gallon pressure tank to this 1-micron filter. In another video, you'll see that and how that works. And then finally, this UV sterilizer. You can pull this cap off occasionally. You can see that little bit of light coming out. That tells me that the bulb is working, but the water is really, really clean, down to less than 1 micron by the time it hits this. So that water gets sterilized before it enters the valve that goes into the household plumbing. And this supplies all of our water needs really, really effectively. And knowing how much water is in this can be challenging, you know, but as I said, I got those graduated marks. I'm going to turn off this light, turn on this light, and you should be able to see the water levels is right there. There's the difference. When I bring it up and down, so my water level is getting pretty low, so I needed to process, and I process about 14 gallons at a time, you know. So I'll just turn this light back on. But that's how I determine how much water is in this, so that I don't overflow the tank at all. So we'll get you a nice wide shot of this entire setup, and it is in my bathroom. I got another video on how my toilet works, but it's not. The toilet works off negative air pressure, and the water is contained in these containers and passes through several stages of filtration and purification, so there's no chance of cross-contamination with the toilet system. But I'm going to have to make this video in 2 parts, do a little editing, just because I'm not tech savvy enough to know how to flip that camera around during the record. So if you have any questions or comments, be on the lookout for that shower video and how we make that work. Go ahead and like, subscribe, whatever it is you feel like doing. All right, thanks a lot. This is Off Grid Amateur signing off.